Why is it that the moment you hit 50, the weight starts piling up, right around your middle? You feel like you haven't changed that much, but your body certainly has. You're eating the same foods, you're still going for your daily walk, but the number on the scale is creeping up and the measuring tape around your waist isn't lying. It is one of the most frustrating experiences for women and men in their 50s and 60s, and you are not alone. Here is the truth. Your body has changed. After 50, a slowing metabolism and significant hormonal shifts, especially for women navigating perimenopause and menopause, begin to fight you. Your body's old rulebook for fat loss simply doesn't work anymore. It's not a failure of willpower, it's a failure of strategy. The usual advice to just eat less and move more is lazy, and frankly, it's ineffective. Today, we are giving you the new rulebook. We are going beyond the basics to reveal 5 surprising, scientifically backed strategies to help you lose that stubborn belly fat. And the fourth one is something you're probably ignoring, but it might be the most powerful and easiest fix on this list. Surprising strategy 1. Prioritize protein. We're starting with food, but not with taking food away. We're talking about adding more of one specific thing: protein. Many people over 50, especially women, are significantly under-eating protein. There's a lingering myth that high protein is only for young bodybuilders. This is dangerously wrong. For you, protein is a survival tool. Here's why. Starting around age 30 and accelerating after 50, we all begin to experience something called sarcopenia. It's the natural age-related loss of muscle mass. We can lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade. Why does this matter for belly fat? Because your muscle is your metabolic engine. It is the most metabolically active tissue in your body. Your muscle mass is the #1 determinant of your resting metabolic rate, how many calories you burn just by being alive. When you lose muscle, your metabolism sputters and slows down. The 1,800 calories you ate at 35 are now 300 calories too many at 55, and your body stores that surplus as fat, with a hormonal preference for the abdomen. Protein is the building block for your muscles. Eating enough protein is the only way to signal to your body, hold on, we need to keep this muscle. But the benefits don't stop there. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food, or TEF. This means your body burns more calories digesting protein than it does digesting fats or carbs. You can burn up to 30% of the calories from protein just in the digestion process. It's like a free metabolic boost at every meal. Finally, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It makes you feel full and stay full for longer. This dramatically reduces cravings and snacking, which are often the real culprits in weight gain. So, what's the action plan? Stop thinking of protein as a small side dish. It should be the centerpiece of every single meal. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Especially breakfast. Starting your day with a high-protein meal, like Greek yogurt, eggs, or a quality protein shake, sets your metabolic tone for the entire day. It stabilizes your blood sugar from the start, preventing that mid-morning crash and craving for a muffin. Eat your protein first, build your meal around it, and you will be protecting your metabolic engine. Surprising strategy number 2. You need to stop prioritizing long, slow cardio and start lifting heavy things. This is the second half of the muscle loss equation. We just discussed how eating protein protects your muscle. Now we have to talk about how using that muscle builds it. For decades, the advice for over 50 fitness has been gentle: walking, jogging, water aerobics. And while those are fantastic for cardiovascular health, they are not effective for building or even maintaining muscle mass. They do very little to fight sarcopenia. And here is the myth we must bust, especially for women. Lifting weights will not make you bulky.
It is a physiological impossibility for the vast majority of women who simply do not have the testosterone levels to build large, bulky muscles. What it will do is make you look toned, strong, and sleek. It builds dense, compact, metabolically active muscle. Here's the key difference. When you go for a 45-minute jog, you burn calories during that 45 minutes. The moment you stop, the calorie burn essentially stops too. When you do a 30-minute session of resistance training, lifting weights, you also burn calories during the session, but the real magic happens after. You've created microscopic tears in your muscles that your body needs to repair. That repair process requires a massive amount of energy, calories, and can keep your metabolism elevated for the next 24 to 48 hours. This is called the afterburn effect, or EPOC. You are literally burning more fat while you are sitting on the couch or sleeping. But the hormonal benefits are even more profound. Strength training is one of the most powerful ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. This means your cells become better at absorbing blood sugar, so your body doesn't need to release as much insulin, the fat storage hormone. This is critical for targeting belly fat. So what does lift heavy mean? It's relative. It means heavy for you. The goal is to lift a weight where the last 2 repetitions of a set, say 10 to 12 reps, are very difficult, but you can still complete them with good form. Focus on compound movements. These are exercises that use multiple muscle groups at once, giving you the biggest metabolic bang for your buck. Think squats, or sit to stands using your body weight, deadlifts or kettlebell swings, rows, overhead presses, push-ups, even against a wall or counter. You only need 2 to 3 sessions per week. Please consult the doctor before starting any new program and consider hiring a trainer for even 1 session to learn proper, safe form. This isn't about becoming a powerlifter, it's about signaling to your body that it needs to stay strong.
Surprising strategy 3. Master your sleep. This isn't an exercise and it isn't a food. It's your bed. Our third surprising strategy is to treat your sleep as a non-negotiable metabolic priority. If you are not fixing your sleep, you will not fix your belly fat. In our hustle culture, we treat sleep as a luxury. For someone over 50, it is a biological necessity. And unfortunately, this is the very time of life when sleep becomes most difficult, especially for women. Hot flashes, anxiety, and hormonal fluctuations can wreck a good night's rest. This creates a devastating, vicious cycle. Here's the hormonal science. When you get poor sleep, less than 7 hours of quality sleep, 2 things happen. First, your body perceives this as a major stress. In response, it pumps out your primary stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol's job is to get you ready for danger. It raises your blood sugar for quick energy, and most critically, it has a specific talent. It is brilliant at storing fat, and its favorite storage location is your abdomen. High cortisol literally signals your body to take fat from other areas like your hips or thighs and relocate it to your belly as visceral fat. High cortisol literally signals your body to take fat from other areas like your hips or thighs and relocate it to your belly as visceral fat. Second, poor sleep throws your hunger hormones into chaos. The hormone ghrelin, which tells your brain, I'm hungry, skyrockets. The hormone leptin, which tells your brain, I'm full, plummets. So you wake up after a bad night's sleep with a body that is 1, primed to store fat due to high cortisol, and 2, physiologically hungrier and less able to feel full due to out-of-whack hunger hormones. And what do you crave? Not a salad. You crave sugar and high-fat foods. It is not a willpower failure. It is a hormonal cascade. So what's the action plan? You must practice sleep hygiene as if it's your job. Make your bedroom a cave. Dark. Use blackout curtains. Cover even the tiniest LED lights. Darkness signals melatonin production. Quiet. Use earplugs or a white noise machine if you have to.
Cool. This is the most overlooked tip. Your body's core temperature needs to drop to initiate and maintain deep sleep. The ideal range is 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. This can also be a game changer for reducing hot flashes. And finally, no screens, phone, tablet, or TV for at least an hour before bed. The blue light emitted from these devices directly blocks your brain's melatonin production. Read a book instead. Prioritize this and you will find your weight loss efforts finally start to work. Surprising strategy 4. Fix your fiber, specifically soluble fiber. Remember I said number 4 was the easiest and most powerful fix? Here it is. You need to eat more soluble fiber. Most people hear fiber and think of bran muffins or harsh, scratchy cereals. They think of it as a tool for regularity or digestion. And while that's true for insoluble fiber, there is another type that is a metabolic superstar, soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is found in foods like oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, Brussels sprouts, avocados, apples, and beans. When soluble fiber hits your stomach and mixes with water, it forms a thick, viscous gel. This gel is the magic. Here's what it does. First, it physically slows down the rate at which food leaves your stomach. This makes you feel fuller for much longer. Second, and most importantly, it slows down the absorption of carbohydrates and sugar into your bloodstream. Think about this. If you drink a glass of apple juice, you get a massive spike in blood sugar. Your body panics and releases a flood of the hormone insulin to clear that sugar out. Insulin's job is to store energy, and when it's high, it shuts down all fat burning. You cannot burn fat when insulin is high. Now, if you eat a whole apple with its soluble fiber, that gel formation means the same amount of sugar trickles into your bloodstream slowly over a long period. No spike, no panic. Your body releases only a tiny, gentle amount of insulin. By keeping insulin low, soluble fiber allows your body to remain in a fat-burning state for more of the day. It is the single most effective dietary tool for controlling insulin, which is the master key to unlocking belly fat. And the third benefit? That soluble fiber gel travels to your large intestine, where it becomes food for your good gut bacteria, your microbiome. When those bacteria feast on this fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, which are incredible compounds that lower inflammation and can even improve your metabolism. The action plan is simple. Add soluble fiber to meals you already eat. Add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or chia seeds to your Greek yogurt or oatmeal. Eat an apple or pear with the skin as a snack. Make a side of Brussels sprouts or asparagus with dinner. Swap your white bread for a dense, whole-grain bread or sourdough. This simple, boring change has profound metabolic effects.
Surprising strategy 5. Manage your stress, the missing link. This brings us to our final and most overlooked strategy. You can have a perfect diet. You can be lifting weights and eating 30 grams of protein at every meal. You can be sleeping 8 hours in a cold, dark cave. But if you are chronically stressed, you will still struggle with belly fat. We already discussed cortisol in the context of sleep, but what about the stress of your daily life? The deadlines at work, the financial worries, the family conflicts, the 24-hour news cycle. Your body does not know the difference between a looming deadline and a lion chasing you. The physiological response is the same, a flood of cortisol. When you are in a state of chronic stress, you have a constant drip, drip, drip of cortisol in your system. This signals to your body that times are dangerous and uncertain. In response, your body, in its infinite wisdom, decides to prepare for a famine. It hoards energy. And where does it hoard it? Right in the most accessible spot, your belly. That stubborn belly fat is, in many ways, a life raft your body is building to survive the chronic stress it thinks it's under. You simply cannot out-exercise or out-diet a body that is marinating in stress hormones. You must address the stress itself, and just relax is not actionable advice.
Here is a real action plan. You need a tool to hack your nervous system. You need to be able to tell your body, the lion is gone, we are safe. The fastest way to do this is with your breath. I want you to practice box breathing. It's free, it's simple, and it works in 2 minutes. Here's how. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold the exhale for a count of 4. Repeat for 2 to 3 minutes. This simple, rhythmic breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest state. It pulls you out of the sympathetic, fight or flight state. It physically lowers cortisol in real time. Do this when you feel stress rising. Do it before meals to improve digestion. Do it before bed to prepare for sleep. This is not a woo-woo concept. It is a physiological command. Conclusion. Let's recap. Yes, your body is different after 50. Your metabolism and hormones have changed the rules. But it is not a life sentence of inevitable weight gain. You just need to play by the new rules. Prioritize protein to protect and feed your metabolic engine, your muscle. Lift heavy things to build new muscle and create a 24-hour afterburn. Master your sleep to defeat cortisol and control your hunger hormones. Eat soluble fiber to control your blood sugar and insulin, the fat storage gatekeeper. Manage your stress to turn off the constant store fat signal. This isn't just about fitting into your old genes. This is about reducing your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and dementia. This is about having the energy to travel. This is about being strong enough to play with your grandkids and independent enough to live your life to the fullest for the next 30 or 40 years. This is about taking back control. So my question for you today is, which of these 5 surprising strategies was the biggest aha moment for you? Which one will you start implementing this week? Let me know in the comments below. Your journey and your insights inspire all of us. Be well and be strong.